Boy, if you guys on here thought this was a nightmare, I brought the other half in today. I got this all measured out. Here they left that stick out that far. I'm gonna have to fix it. I'm gonna have to cut that down, straighten that out. I measured this pan. From this horn to this screw, which you can't see because of the shifter, is 32 inches. You come this way, come up from the screw, 32 inches. I go over to this car, I measure from the front horn to the front screw, 32 inches. Measure from the back up to the back screw, 34 inches instead of 32. So I was going to do a bunch of work to shorten that up. And I just decided instead of welding this together, I'm going to spread that apart. I'm going to put a 3-inch piece of flat bar on the bottom, clear across. Spread it apart to 2 inches I needed. Weld it back together. Looks like my pipes are going to get all of this. Oh, and add that 2 inches in front of the shifter where it should be behind the shifter. I don't think it's going to make any difference at all because this is all straight right here. What's the difference having 2 inches here or 2 inches here? Except for back here, you'd have to cut into your shifter linkage. Which I've even been considering after I get my seat situation. Maybe cutting the shifter and moving it back where it's right in between your seats. I don't know. It always felt like you were reaching for them. Might do something different like that. I'm going to strip that across there with the 3-inch piece of flat bar, whole way across. And then once right here where the seat bolt holes are, and again back here where the seat bolt holes go. I know I always had trouble with my seats. I couldn't keep them tight unless I had flat bar underneath them. That way I'll have 3 strips of flat bar underneath there. Help the strength, and I can, while this is apart 2 inches here, I can get in there and weld that all up in there and fix. I was going to cut out to fix my tubings for my clutch and throttle cables. Now I can just do it through this 2-inch crack. I brought this thing in. I think I got a little carried away with this motor. It's a lot of motor for a little. I don't know. I can't get far enough back away from this thing to make it look any better. Instead of having to cut all this off here to gain that 2 inches I needed, I figured it was easier just to extend that pan. And I measure up here to my screw. I got 32, that screw. Just like over there. When I measure this one, to the back screw, instead of 32, I got 34. Maybe 30, 35, and 35. So I got a couple inches I gotta add. The front's all at least right back to the shifter. So all these bends here, all them bends in the pipe ought to all line up with that floor pan. Except for over there where that floor pan's sticking out. That I marked both sides. I thought I was gonna have to do them both, and then I got the notice and this side's sticking out, so I'm gonna trim that, cut that the whole way up, move that back in, and then pipe should set right on top of this. And I'll make some kind of clamp, be able to clamp it down. Like I said, I'll just get my extra Couple inches right there and spread that crack apart. Yeah, what a nightmare, huh? I don't know, I got to looking back when I made a post September 2nd, sitting down in the field looking at that thing in the weeds. And it hasn't been 2 months and I've gotten everything I wanted. Pan, transaxle, front end, TP header. I got the shifter I used to have. I got a set of pedals in there. New steering column and a gas tank back there. New custom wheel to match my one over there that's burnt. Needs a little cleaning up, but I had other ones here, but I wanted the style like that ad, so it looks a little better from back here, doesn't it? Farther back you get away from it, the better it looks. I know this probably isn't worth all this doing, but I built that when I was 19 years old, so the sentimental part of it's more than anything. And hey, I said I'm gonna throw $1,000 at it. Whatever sticks and whatever turns out, that's where I'm gonna stop. So I'm almost done with the grand, and I got about everything I need, including too much motor. Thinking about selling that motor and just getting a regular 40 horse and putting on there like original come on. That header really sounds good with a 40 horse motor. Bogging it down and winding it up. Every different size motor I put on a TP header had a different sound. I put a big build-up motor on it, it sounded like it was barking. It crackled, it cracked when you let off and give it gas and a completely different sound. It was weird. Yeah, like I say, that's where I'm at tonight. Just ain't no angle with this bigger. Like I say, I've had that 50 years come January, so I'll get back to a roller, I'll be happy, but I actually have another motor in line. It was funny, like I say, it was September 2nd I made that video showing us down in the weeds. Get back there on that site and look, I think I said taking a walk or something like that in the video. But you'll see where I talked about wanting all this stuff. Amazing, I found it all less than 30 miles from home and off the same guy. Took me 5-6 trips over to get everything I needed and talk him into 86-year-old guys. They don't like to deal fast. You got to talk, deal a little slow with them. Of course, what am I talking about? I'm 68. But I ended up with everything I wanted, and plus I bought a bunch of stuff for this car. I bought a bunch of stuff for another car. Yeah, look at that sitting there all dusty. Parts are on the way. Like I've said for, 10 times now? I think that car is going to be with me forever. That's a good lesson right there. If you're going to restore a car that's been sitting for almost 40 years, just buy everything new and put it together. Don't keep trying to make it run with old stuff and have to keep taking it apart. I got the nuts wore out. I've taken that apart and put it together so many times. We would have just started out with getting all the new parts like we were supposed to. That car would have been gone a long time ago. Every time we bought a used part, involved cleaning it, before you put it on, painting it, things like that. When we started out, we were just going to buy everything new and have it done in no time. Here it is going to be snowing and it's still sitting there. I don't think I'll never ever do another one unless somebody has all the money right up front. I said I had to leave it set here while money was waited on for, find us a deal with it. And I don't know. I don't think I'll ever do another one except for mine. Again, like I said, a lot of people is going to look at this and say I'm nuts, but hey, I've been told that before. I ain't got nothing else to do. And if you ain't got you don't have an extra $1,000 to throw into a project, you might as well not even start it. That's what I figured. So even if I never get this done, that 1,000 got me where I wanted to go. I'm actually going to sell that motor and, like I say, go to that other motor and starter, and I'll get everything I need, wiring, everything. It actually all come out of this car. That's funny. This car, that front end was in this car before. These two pieces were together before. The motor I'm getting was in this car before. It's like somebody took it all apart and now I'm welding it and putting it all back together. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Alright, well that's it for today. It's what, Friday night. Wife and them's in there playing cards, so I'm hanging around the garage here moving stuff around. Started cleaning around my workbench. Let me get me some of them new LED lights. I see where I get a good deal on like 20 of them at one time. That ought to light this place up. Got everything moved away from the stove. Welding table moved over and that. I better watch, the stove gets so hot, this fiberglass car might melt. Weird, huh? Yeah, better watch, this fiberglass might just melt on me. I must have a raccoon climbing around in my attic again. I chased one out last year, I think he's back. Alright, everybody have a good evening. I'm rambling on, bored, nothing to do. Buddy was supposed to stop out and bullshit, he didn't make it. Alright, everybody have a good one. Somebody post something they're doing. Somebody out there got to be working on something. Especially all you guys over there in Hookstown. Come on now. I know you got tractors and stuff. Jason, where's a picture of that tractor on here? Get your pull tractor on here. Sean, post some pictures of them dragsters of yours. It ain't that hard to do. All right, man, have a good evening.